woman as governor of Virginia. And I say that because I've seen an awful lot of governors come and go with a one term, I'm the only one in the country. And I have never, ever served with anyone as prepared as Abigail. What do we need? 8 months ago, we started our conversation about budgeting and resources, intense hours, plural, hours. And I kept saying, you sure you got time? Keep going. Questions right on point as she prepared herself. And I know she's had those conversations with person after person after person as she builds that understanding. And I know so much, and yeah, okay, I've been at it a while, and one of the things that I've always done, no matter what kind of race I'm in, I'm always going to hit all of my precincts, at least one route in every precinct. And I'm going to say to the folks, hey, I represent you in the state. I seldom say Virginia. I seldom say delegate, because a lot of folks here don't really understand, but that's all right. You got any concerns that you'd like to share? Even now when they've already voted. Seriously, you got me. Got anything you want to share? Usually my own private poll surfaces some issues that I may not have been aware of. This year, almost universally, it's chaos. It's what we've got to do to preserve our democracy, our respect for individuals, our respect for due process, for the law, for the balance of power, however it comes out. And yes, it comes out in the personal stories where both husband and wife are on furlough and their boy needs special ed. What's going to happen? All of those things are going to be incredibly challenging, and having someone as prepared as Abigail Spanberger is a gift that we must treasure, just as you're here to make sure she gets elected. But so much of that challenge, as we well know, is right on the doorstep of Congress. And speaking of somebody else, I've got to say that my first respect for you is your humanity. Your real caring about people that I have known from the beginning. I know you're good as a congressman, but out of that comes that core, that real feeling of what we have got to do to help people have basic health care, basic nutrition, basic rights as human beings. And with that, it is my deep, quite frankly, honor and pleasure to introduce my friend, Congressman.
Thank you, very much. Please give it up for the hero of the Virginia General Assembly for decades and decades. Vivian's made an awful lot of history herself over these many years. So it's terrific. And I'm still in mourning that we lost Abigail Spanberger in the U.S. House. I was so happy when we took back the U.S. House with 3 women in 2018. So while we grieve, the thought that we were going to take back our country with her election on Tuesday. And I'm not going to do the bio thing, you know, the incredible history, you know, undercover spy in Belgium, and law enforcement with a gun for the Postal Service, and her Richmond history, her UVA, all that good stuff. But I was in church recently, and the pastor was talking about spiritual inflection points. Talking about those moments in your life where how you thought about your life, existence, God changed. And so I stored that away. And I was thinking today that there are a lot of other inflection points in music and mathematics, but especially in history. Everyone always says this is the most important election of all time. Well, I don't know. But the inflection points in history are very much at stake. Let me point out 3. We're on our way to an autocracy. You've seen all the essays in the last week about how, we've lost Congress, we've lost the Supreme Court. The president can now kill whoever he wants as long as American soldiers aren't at risk. He can invade Nigeria. He's on and on and on. And so when we elect, and by the way, we're in Congress, we're doing every damn thing we can think of, other than setting ourselves on fire. But there's nothing that you can, although we can do much, what I can do as a member of Congress compared to what Abigail could do as governor of Virginia is dramatically different. This is where we have a chance in the next 2 days to fight back against the autocracy, to promote democracy in our land, and make sure these elections are fair and every elections are fair. The second big inflection point is, look at all the things that have been written about why we lost last year. Lots and lots of different reasons, but the one that strikes most home to me is that when I first started in politics, the throwaway slogan was that the earlier you went to work in the morning, the more likely you were to vote Democrat. That's not true anymore. We have lost the working men and women of America because we forgot about the kitchen table issues, being able to pay the bills and afford the insurance and buy a new house. And we had, not the Republicans have not done it well, but we've given it up. But with Abigail, we have somebody who's shown again and again and again her ability to touch every Virginian, to get votes in Culpeper and Mineral and places like that where I get 20%. You know? So she has a unique commitment to every Virginian, not just those of us spoiled in Northern Virginia. And the third and most important inflection point is we are a country in chaos, a country where so many people are in despair, or depressed, people don't sleep at night. What I hear day in and day out is, how are we going to change this? Well, when Abigail Spanberger wins with Jay and Ghazala, and we take a big margin in the Virginia House, that will be the signal, not just to Virginia, but to the country and to the world, that there's a reason for hope, that we can banish despair, that we can be resilient and courageous, because she is our next governor. Ladies and gentlemen,
thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Congressman Beyer, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I will say that for quite some time before I had made the decision to run for governor, a certain congressional colleague would walk up to me on the House floor and say, "Hello, Governor." So while I'm totally comfortable with the choices that I've made, I will say I had some peer pressure from Congressman Beyer. And Delegate Watts, thank you for being a clear voice on how it is that you dig deep on policies, understanding like the nuance of the issues and the priorities that you have put forth, but also on every issue that comes across your desk. She's right, we spend a lot of time talking policy because she is both a wealth of information and someone who recognizes that getting it right with the policy matters. So I appreciate you both so much. I thank you for being here. And to all of you, thank you so much for recognizing what this moment is about. Scott, I loved the comment that you made about how like we win it today. And we win it today when people know that their votes matter. We win it today when people recognize and feel that in fact this election is about them. Because at this moment in time, and I know all of you know this because I know so many of you are feeling it, there are so many people in Virginia who are feeling the impacts of all of the chaos coming out of Washington, whether it is tariffs increasing input costs, whether it is worry about health care down the line, or whether it is the extraordinary impact of this government shutdown. And particularly in Northern Virginia, where so many people dealt with the realities of DOJ 1.0, only to be here in this moment of challenge and of chaos. It's important that we knock on doors, that we make phone calls, and that we say, yeah, there is a lot of chaos in this moment right now, but it is because of that chaos, because of these challenges, because of the division, that we are out knocking doors, that we are asking people to engage, that we are telling people your vote matters. And it is essential that at this moment, we invite people into the political process. And so I know that we are going to win on Tuesday. And the difference that we are making between now and the day after tomorrow, Election Day, is to ensure that every person who at this moment feels like the world, like politics, like everything is just so heavy and challenging. What we're doing right now is ensuring that those people get invited in, get the information they need to feel good about casting their ballot, because we aren't just going to win on Tuesday, we are going to crush it electorally. And when we do, we will send a message to the rest of the country. And because I have a former congressional colleague here to affirm this, it is amazing how much the air changes on Capitol Hill the day after a Virginia election. It is an incredible thing to witness. And 4 years ago, the air got a little heavy, and things got a little difficult, and that path got a little steeper for Democrats. My goal is I want every Capitol Hill Democrat to walk down surrounded by butterflies, listening to birds sing, clouds are parting, the sun is shining like right out of a Disney movie. Because I want to have demonstrated such a clear message that when given the chance to go to the polls, as we have that chance, that opportunity here in Virginia, people will vote for the candidate who recognizes the urgency of this moment. People will vote for the candidate who has a plan to lower costs. People will vote for the candidate who rejects attacks on our health care and on our workforce and on our economy. People will vote for the candidate who recognizes that in terrible, chaotic trade policies and then the subsequent retaliatory tariffs are hurting Virginia. People will vote for the candidate who recognizes the detriment caused by the One Big Beautiful Bill. And here at the state level, they will vote for the candidate who is working to mitigate the harm of that bill. And into the future, when given the opportunity, those very same people who are watching our example will vote for the candidates who want to take action at the federal level, joining Don and the congressional delegation to right some of the wrongs put in place this time. And so here in Virginia, we get to send an example, and it's about the type of Virginia that we want to create. It's about how we want to bring people together. It's about the fact that in all 100 of our House of Delegates districts, we have Democrats running. All 100. And now I'm a competitive person, but I am also a realist. We're not going to win all 100. I like how you think, but we're going to win a lot. And when we win a lot, what that means is that there will be people going to Richmond to represent their communities, to bring the voices of the communities that they love, of their friends, their families, their neighbors, and their community members, bringing their voices to Richmond. They will also be bringing their expertise to bear, their life experience and the perspective. And even those candidates, because we won't win 100, those candidates who don't make it across the finish line, they are doing incredible work at this moment in time, ensuring that people all across Virginia, in all 100 House of Delegate seats, know that there is someone within their community that wants to stand up, raise their hand, say, I am a candidate, I'm a Democrat, and I want to do right by this community. And that, in and of itself, is powerful. So I am so grateful for what it is that you all are doing. I am grateful that everybody is getting out and knocking doors. I am grateful that you are doing the work to ensure that our neighbors know the stakes of this election. And there is nothing more powerful than hearing from another Virginian the words, I'm a volunteer and I care about this election. Can I talk to you about what's important to you? Can I give you this information about this candidate? Can I help you make a plan to vote? Because helping someone make a plan to vote, yeah, it's great for those of us on the ballot, and we appreciate it. But most importantly, we are ensuring that every Virginian has the ability, the path, and the clarity of how to get there for them to do that essential thing that is so important to the strength of our democracy and to that individual's ability to use their voice, which is cast their ballot. Now, we have incredible numbers of people who have voted early, so we've been doing great work. You all have been doing great work. But in this final stretch, we have the opportunity to make clear to Virginians and to the rest of the country and even to the world that when given the opportunity to cast a ballot, we will do it, and we will demonstrate with resounding resilience, focus, and electoral numbers that Virginia wants to once again lead by example. First in how we win on Tuesday, and then in how we govern come January.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Baby boy.